You were not placed here by accident. The very breath in your lungs is proof that you are part of a divine design, a plan so precise, so unshakable, that no force in this world can stop it. You may have faced disappointment. You may have lost something you thought was meant to stay. People may have walked away. Situations may have crumbled. And in those moments you wondered, did I miss my chance? Did I lose what was meant for me? But hear this truth. Nothing and no one can take what God has prepared for you. What is yours is written in eternity. It is beyond human interference. It cannot be stolen, diminished, or erased. What God ordains is final. No betrayal can undo it. No failure can void it. Perhaps today you stand at a crossroads, questioning why things are not happening as you expected. But let me remind you, God's timing is flawless. What seems like a delay is never a denial. The moment you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the universe must rearrange itself to reflect that assumption. Every setback was merely a setup for something greater. Every door that closed was leading you to the right one. Every so-called failure was shaping you into the person you need to be for what's ahead. And so you must see beyond the physical. You must walk by faith, not by sight. Because faith is not waiting for proof. It is knowing before you see. It is standing in the storm and declaring, I am victorious. It is looking at lack and saying, I am abundant. When you assume the reality of what you desire, the world must bend to match your assumption. The unseen will take shape, and the impossible will become inevitable. Rise in confidence, walk in certainty, let go of fear, stop doubting your path. What is for you will always find you, and no one can stop God's plan for your life. Before you took your first breath, before your heart even beat for the first time, a path was already laid out for you. You are not here by accident, nor are the events of your life unfolding by mere coincidence. There is a divine order, a sacred design guiding your steps, even when you cannot yet see it. Life has a way of making you question this truth. You encounter setbacks and suddenly doubt creeps in. You face rejection and you wonder if you've lost your way. You make mistakes and you think you've disqualified yourself from what was meant for you. But let me tell you, nothing, no failure, no delay, no enemy can erase what God has ordained for your life. You see, destiny is not something you have to chase. It is something you align with. It is already yours. Every desire planted in your heart is a whisper from the divine, reminding you of what is meant to unfold. But in moments of hardship, when the vision seems distant, fear will try to convince you otherwise. It will tell you that you have lost your chance, that you are too late, that the door is closed. Yet what is written for you remains untouched. There are times in life when doors close, and we grieve over what we perceive as missed opportunities. We replay events in our minds, wondering what we could have done differently. But let me assure you, if something was truly meant for you, no force on earth could have taken it away. And if it was removed from your path, then trust that it was never meant to be part of your story in the first place. The human mind is limited in its understanding. It sees only what is in front of it, not realizing that beyond every closed door is an open one waiting to be discovered. Beyond every so-called failure is a redirection towards something greater. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and see the divine fingerprints over every twist and turn. How many times in your life have you looked back and realized that what once felt like an unbearable loss was in fact a blessing in disguise? The job that rejected you, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that slipped through your fingers, all of it was setting you up for something better. But in the moment, the pain blinded you to the bigger picture. We must learn to trust in the unseen, to walk by faith and not by sight. Because the truth is, you are exactly where you are meant to be. Nothing has been lost. Nothing has been wasted. Every experience, every trial, every challenge has been part of your preparation. The delays, the obstacles, the moments that tested your patience. All of it was shaping you into the person capable of stepping into your divine calling. You cannot rush what is already divinely timed. You cannot force open doors that are meant to remain closed. And you certainly cannot ruin what God has declared as yours. No mistake you have made, no wrong turn you have taken, can void His plan for your life. The detours you take may be unexpected, but they will never lead you away from your destiny. They are simply paths that refine you, that teach you, that strengthen you. So stop worrying that you have fallen behind. Stop believing that you have missed your moment. There is no power in the universe that can take away what is rightfully yours. What belongs to you is waiting for you. It is not in someone else's hands. It is not at risk of being stolen. It is yours. And it will arrive at the perfect time, in the perfect way, when you are fully ready to receive it. Your only task is to trust, to believe, and to assume the feeling of already having what is yours. Because when you walk in that confidence, when you align yourself with the truth of your destiny, the world around you will shift to reflect it. The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments will unfold effortlessly. This is the power of divine alignment. This is the truth of your existence. What is written for you is final. No setback can alter it. No enemy can erase it. No mistake can cancel it. You were chosen for a purpose, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what has already been ordained. What is meant for you cannot be taken. It does not matter who stands against you, what obstacles arise, or how many times life seems to push you in the opposite direction. What has been divinely assigned to you is beyond the reach of anyone or anything that tries to interfere. It exists in a realm where human limitations hold no power, where the plans of others cannot override what has already been declared as yours. Too often we allow fear to convince us that we are in competition for what is already secured. We believe that if someone else succeeds, it must mean there is less for us. If someone else receives a blessing, we feel as if we have been overlooked. But that is an illusion. The truth is, nothing that belongs to you can ever be given to another. No opportunity, no position, no relationship, no blessing that is meant for you will ever be misplaced. In moments of delay, we grow restless. We wonder if we have lost our way. We see others moving forward and doubt creeps in. But the divine does not operate on human timelines. What is yours is waiting for you. And it will come, not a moment too soon, nor a second too late. There will be times when people try to block your progress. They may speak against you, work against you, or attempt to take what they believe is within their power to control. But they cannot touch what is divinely assigned. Even if they succeed in delaying you, they cannot deny you. What belongs to you has been marked with your name, sealed in a place where no human hand can reach. The key is to align yourself with what is already yours. Many people believe they must chase what they desire, that they must fight for it, struggle for it, and prove they are worthy. But this is a misunderstanding of divine order. You do not chase what is meant for you, you prepare for it. You assume it as yours before it even appears. You walk in the confidence that if it is written for you, it must come to pass. But alignment requires trust. It requires that you stop doubting yourself. It requires that you let go of comparison, that you stop looking at others and asking, why them and not me? It requires you to step into the knowing that you are not behind, that you are not forgotten, and that your portion is already secured. When you believe this, something shifts. You no longer waste energy worrying about what others have. You no longer live in fear of losing what is yours. Instead, you walk with assurance, knowing that what is truly meant for you cannot be taken, altered, or destroyed. Even in moments when it feels like something has been stolen from you, when an opportunity slips through your fingers, or when someone betrays your trust, understand that nothing was lost. If it left your life, it was never truly yours. If it was removed, it was only making space for something greater. How many times have you looked back on situations you once thought were devastating losses, only to realize later that they were blessings in disguise? The relationship that ended, the job that rejected you, the deal that fell apart. At the time, you may have believed you were losing something valuable, but now, with the wisdom of hindsight, you can see that you were being redirected towards something far better. So, this is how divine order works. It does not make mistakes. It does not overlook you. It does not allow anything or anyone to interfere with your destiny. The only thing that can keep you from experiencing what is meant for you is your own doubt, your own resistance, your own unwillingness to trust. So do not waste another moment worrying about what is beyond your control. Do not let fear convince you that you are lacking. Do not allow the temporary delays to shake your faith. What is yours is already waiting. No person, no circumstance, no setback can remove it from your path. The only thing you must do is believe. Believe so deeply that it no longer feels like faith. It feels like certainty. Walk as if you already have it. Speak as if it is already done. Think as if there is no other possibility. Because when you move in alignment with what is divinely yours, the world has no choice but to deliver it to you. Faith is the bridge between you and your promise. It is the unseen force that connects where you are now to where you are destined to be. It is not wishful thinking, nor is it blind optimism. It is certainty. It is the unwavering knowing that what has been promised to you already exists, even if your physical senses have not yet perceived it. Doubt and fear are illusions, mere shadows that attempt to cloud your vision. They whisper that you are not enough, that you are too late, that what you desire is impossible. But these thoughts hold no real power unless you accept them as truth. The moment you believe in limitation, you create it. The moment you entertain fear, you invite it to shape your reality. But the moment you step into faith, truly believing in what is already yours, everything begins to shift. Faith is not about seeing first and then believing. It is about believing so deeply that the physical world has no choice but to conform. The world around you is not fixed. It is a reflection of your inner state. What you hold as true within will inevitably manifest without. If you hold uncertainty, you will see a world that confirms your doubts. If you hold confidence, you will witness doors opening effortlessly. Most people live in reaction to their external circumstances. They allow what they see to dictate what they believe. When things go well, they feel hopeful. When things fall apart, they sink into despair. But this is living backward. This is allowing the physical world to control you rather than recognizing your power to shape it. The truth is, your faith precedes your reality. What you consistently assume to be true will become your experience. But faith requires commitment. It is not something you pick up when things look promising and abandon when obstacles arise. It is something you must hold on to even in the face of contradictions, even when there is no logical evidence to support it. This is where most people falter. They begin with faith, but the moment they encounter resistance, they let fear take over. They question, they worry, they try to control the timing of their manifestation. And in doing so, they weaken the very bridge that was meant to carry them to their promise. Imagine standing at the edge of a river, knowing that what you desire is on the other side. The bridge of faith is before you, but it is invisible. You must step forward, not waiting to see the bridge appear, but trusting that with each step, it will hold you. This is the nature of faith. It is the willingness to move forward, even when you cannot yet see the full path. When you walk in faith, you move in divine certainty. You stop asking if it will happen and start knowing that it must. You release the need to figure out how it will happen because you understand that the how is not your concern. Your only responsibility is to assume that it is already done. Look at the great figures of history, the ones who defied the odds, who rose above circumstances that should have defeated them. They did not do so because they had proof in advance. They did so because they carried an inner conviction that could not be shaken. They lived as if their success was inevitable, and because they believed it, it became so. You must do the same. Whatever promise has been placed in your heart, whatever vision has been given to you, it is not there by accident. It is not a fantasy. It is a glimpse of what is already yours. But to bring it into reality, you must believe in it more than you believe in your fears. Stop looking for signs of proof before you commit to your belief. Stop allowing temporary circumstances to dictate what you think is possible. Faith is not about waiting for confirmation. It is about moving as if the confirmation has already been given. And when you do this, when you truly embody this mindset, you will witness the power of faith in motion. You will see doors open that you never knocked on. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time. You will watch as opportunities, relationships, and resources align effortlessly in your favor. Because what you truly believe is what manifests, not what you merely hope for, not what you occasionally entertain, but what you accept as absolute truth. Decide today. Will you walk by faith, trusting in the unseen, knowing that your promise is already yours? Or will you allow fear and doubt to keep you standing at the edge, never daring to cross? The choice is always yours. But remember this, faith is the bridge, and what awaits you on the other side has already been written. All that is required is for you to step forward, knowing that with every step, the path will unfold exactly as it was meant to. Delay is not denial, it is not rejection, nor is it a sign that you have been forgotten. It is not proof that what you seek is unattainable. It is preparation, it is alignment. It is the divine working in ways beyond what you can perceive, ensuring that when your blessing arrives, you are ready to receive it. We mistake waiting for abandonment. When things do not happen on our timeline, we assume they will not happen at all. We look at others moving ahead and we wonder if we have been overlooked. We question, we doubt, and sometimes we even give up. But what if the delay is not punishment? What if the waiting period is actually grace? There is a season for everything, a time to sow, a time to grow, a time to reap. If you plant a seed and demand a harvest overnight, you will walk away in frustration, convinced that nothing is happening beneath the soil. But if you understand nature, you know that growth is happening long before it is visible. The roots are forming, the foundation is strengthening, and at the right time, what was unseen will break through into the light. The same is true for your life. What you desire, what you have prayed for, what you have imagined, it is not being withheld from you. It is unfolding in divine order. And if it has not yet arrived, it means one of two things. Either it is not yet time, or you are not yet ready. We often believe we are ready before we truly are. We say we want something, but would we be able to handle it if it came today? Would we have the discipline, the wisdom, the strength to sustain it? Many times, the waiting period is a time of refinement. It is a time when we are being shaped, tested, and prepared, so that when the blessing arrives, we will not only receive it, but we will also be able to keep it. If you knew without a doubt that what you desire was guaranteed to arrive at the perfect moment, how would you live today? Would you still feel anxious? Would you still compare your journey to others? Or would you relax, trusting that all is well, that the pieces are coming together in ways you cannot yet see? This is the shift that must take place. Instead of seeing delay as a setback, see it as assurance. It is a sign that what you seek is too important to be rushed. It is a sign that your destiny is being carefully orchestrated, that nothing is being overlooked. Think back to a time when you wanted something badly, but it did not happen when you expected. Maybe it was a job, a relationship, an opportunity. At the time, the delay may have felt like rejection, but looking back now, can you see why it needed to happen that way? Can you see how the timing worked out in your favor, even if it did not feel like it in the moment? This is the perspective you must hold now. You may not understand why things are taking longer than you hoped. You may not see all the ways in which you are being prepared. But trust that when the right moment comes, it will be undeniable. What is meant for you will not arrive a second too early or a second too late. Instead of focusing on the waiting, focus on becoming. Use this time to grow, to strengthen your faith, to refine your skills, to align yourself with what is coming. Because when the door finally opens, you will understand that the wait was never about withholding. It was about making sure you were fully prepared to walk through it. No blessing given too soon can be fully appreciated. No dream realized before its time can reach its fullest potential. And no divine plan is ever delayed. It unfolds exactly as it is meant to. So do not be discouraged. Do not allow impatience to make you settle for less. Do not mistake silence for absence. The delay is not a denial, it is simply a pause, a space between the seed and the harvest, ensuring that when your moment comes, you will be ready to embrace it completely. Trust the timing, trust the process, and most of all, trust that what is meant for you is on its way, exactly when it is supposed to arrive. Every challenge, every difficulty, every moment of adversity that you face is not the end of your story. It is preparation for what's ahead. Too often, we look at hardship as an obstacle, something that stands in the way of our success, something meant to break us. But what if adversity was not a roadblock, but a stepping stone? What if every challenge was not a punishment, but a setup for something greater? Life has a way of testing us, of placing us in situations where we feel stretched, uncomfortable, and even broken. The betrayal you never saw coming, the financial struggle that seemed never-ending, the rejection that made you question your worth, all of it had a purpose. You may not see it in the moment, but nothing you go through is wasted. Every storm, every battle, every dark night of the soul is part of a larger plan. Think of gold. Before it becomes something valuable, something people cherish, it must go through fire. It must be refined, its impurities burned away, its strength tested. If the gold could speak, it might ask why it must endure such intense heat. But without that process, it would never reach its full value. The adversity you are facing is refining you. The adversity you are facing is refining you. It is strengthening you, removing what no longer serves you, preparing you for something far greater than you can see right now. Many of the greatest successes in life were born from struggle. The person who was fired from their job only to start a business that changed their life. The individual whose heartbreak led them to discover their true purpose. The rejection that seemed like the end but turned out to be the beginning of something far better. Adversity has a way of redirecting us, of pushing us toward the path we were always meant to take. If you are facing hardship right now, if you feel like everything is working against you, remember this. What was meant for harm, God will use for your good. That betrayal that left you broken, it was a setup for your healing, for your self-discovery, for your growth. That loss that felt unbearable, it was a setup to clear the way for something better. The delay, the struggle, the moments of doubt, they were never meant to stop you. They were meant to shape you. When you shift your mindset and start seeing adversity as a tool, as a setup rather than a setback, everything changes. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? How is this preparing me? Instead of allowing hardship to weaken your faith, you let it strengthen your resolve. The truth is, the path to your greatest blessing will often go through your greatest challenge. You cannot step into the fullness of your destiny without being tested, without being stretched beyond what is comfortable. Growth does not happen in ease. It happens in resistance. It happens when you push through, when you refuse to give up, when you trust that every challenge is making you stronger. Imagine looking back on your life 5 years from now and realizing that what felt like the worst moment was actually the turning point. The time you thought you lost everything was actually the moment that set you on a new path, one greater than you had ever imagined. The betrayal that felt like devastation was actually the event that freed you from the wrong people, clearing space for the right ones. What seemed like the end was actually the beginning. This is why you must hold on. This is why you cannot allow difficulty to make you doubt your worth, your calling, or your destiny. If you could see the full picture, if you knew what was on the other side of this storm, you would not be discouraged. You would walk with confidence, knowing that everything happening now is shaping you for what is to come. So do not shrink back in the face of adversity. Do not let it make you bitter, angry, or afraid. Rise up, stand firm, know that you are being prepared, that you are being refined, that everything is working together for your good. One day you will look back and understand why you had to go through this. And you will see that what you thought was meant to destroy you was actually the very thing that built you. You are stronger than you know. You are being set up for something greater. And when you come through this, when you rise from the fire, you will not just survive, you will thrive. Before anything manifests in your life, you must first see it within. The external world is simply a reflection of the inner world, a mirror that faithfully presents back to you the beliefs, assumptions, and images that dominate your mind. What you hold as true within, you will experience as reality without. This is why you must see it before you see it. You must claim it internally before it takes form externally. Your mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seed you plant, whether good or bad, whether a thought of abundance or one of lack, whether a vision of success or one of failure, that is the seed that will take root and grow. The law is absolute. What you continually affirm and believe will express itself in your life. If you see yourself as victorious, as abundant, as already possessing what you desire, life will arrange itself to reflect that state of being. But if you persist in doubt, in fear, in thoughts of limitation, then those too will manifest. Many people wait to believe only after they see results. They wait for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel prosperous, successful, or loved. But that is not how creation works. You do not wait for the tree to bear fruit before planting the seed. You plant first, nurture the soil, and trust the process. Likewise, you must assume the reality of your desire first, mentally, emotionally, before it can be reflected in your external world. This is the key that separates those who live in frustration from those who live in fulfillment. Those who understand that imagination is the blueprint of reality use it deliberately. They do not let the present moment dictate their future. They dictate their future by assuming its reality now. They walk by faith, not by sight. They persist in their vision, knowing that the unseen world must conform to their assumptions. Think of the great innovators, the visionaries, those who have accomplished remarkable things in this world. They did not wait for evidence. They saw it in their minds first. They believed in their vision when no one else did. They knew that to bring something into reality, they first had to embrace it internally. Whether it was an invention, a great work of art, or a new way of thinking, it all began with an idea that was seen and nurtured long before it took form. If you desire wealth, but you constantly dwell on thoughts of struggle, lack, and limitation, you are planting the wrong seeds. If you desire love, but carry a belief that you are unworthy or unwanted, that belief will continue to shape your experience. Life does not give you what you want. It gives you what you believe. It gives you what you expect, what you assume to be true. So the question is, what are you seeing? What are you imagining? What assumptions are you carrying day in and day out? Are you planting seeds of faith, of certainty, of abundance? Or are you nurturing weeds of doubt, fear, and limitation? The process of changing your life begins with changing your inner vision. Take time daily to enter the state of your wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and see yourself already in possession of what you desire. Feel it as real. Walk as if it is already done. The more you persist in this assumption, the more natural it becomes, until it no longer feels like something you are trying to achieve. It simply becomes who you are. Do not concern yourself with how it will happen. That is not your responsibility. Your only job is to see it clearly, to hold to the vision unwaveringly, and to trust that life will rearrange itself to match your assumption. The path may unfold in ways you never expected, but it will unfold nonetheless. If you doubt this, look at your past experiences. Have you ever worried about something so much that it eventually happened? Have you ever expected failure and then faced it? This is proof that your thoughts shape your reality. But the same law that works in negative ways can also be used to bring about great blessings. Instead of imagining the worst, begin to imagine the best. Instead of dwelling on fear, dwell on faith. Instead of waiting to see results before believing, believe first and the results will follow. You must see it before you see it. You must claim it within before it can exist without. Life is a reflection, a mirror that shows you what you hold to be true. And when you truly grasp this, when you begin to live by this principle, you will no longer feel like a victim of circumstances. You will become the creator of your reality. There is no force in this world that can override divine will. No person, no circumstance, no mistake can block what has been decreed for your life. What is written in the eternal mind of God cannot be erased by the hands of man. The world may throw obstacles in your path. People may rise against you, and even your own doubts may try to shake your belief. But nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop the plan that has been divinely orchestrated for you. You must understand that God's will is not fragile. It does not waver based on temporary setbacks. It does not depend on the approval of others. It is not something that can be delayed indefinitely or altered by human interference. The moment you align yourself with divine truth and move in faith, life will begin to unfold in ways that seem almost effortless. Doors will open where there were none before. Opportunities will arise at the exact moment you need them. Situations that once seemed impossible will shift in your favor. The mistake many people make is thinking that the challenges they face are proof that their destiny has been blocked. They see delays and rejections as signs that perhaps they are not meant to receive what they desire. But this is an illusion. The trials, the difficulties, the moments of uncertainty, these are not evidence that God's will has been overturned. They are part of the process. They are stepping stones designed to refine you, to prepare you, to strengthen your faith, so that when you receive your blessing, you will be ready to carry it. Think of the greatest figures throughout history, those who changed the world, who fulfilled their purpose in ways that seemed beyond human ability. Every single one of them faced obstacles. They were doubted, opposed, sometimes even betrayed. But what was meant for them still came to pass. Why? Because divine will cannot be undone by human hands. When you move in faith, you are not walking alone. You are walking in alignment with the unseen power that governs all things. You may not always see the way clearly, but if you trust, if you refuse to let fear or doubt control you, the way will reveal itself. The path may not unfold as you expect, but it will unfold in the exact way it needs to. Even your mistakes cannot alter God's plan. Too often people disqualify themselves from their own destiny because of past failures. They believe that because they took a wrong turn, because they made an error in judgment, they have lost their opportunity. But God does not operate on human limitations. If He has decreed something for your life, even your own missteps will be woven into the journey. What you see as a mistake, He sees as a lesson. What you call failure, He calls preparation. You must not allow fear to convince you that you have missed your blessing. You have not missed anything. What is meant for you is still yours, waiting for you to align yourself with it. Your role is not to control every detail of how it will happen, but to remain steadfast in faith, to trust that all things are working together for your good. Many people struggle with this because they rely too much on what they can see. They judge their future based on their current reality. They let present circumstances dictate what they believe is possible. But divine will is not bound by the limitations of the physical world. Just because you cannot see the way does not mean there is no way. Just because things look uncertain now does not mean they will remain that way forever. If you could see the full picture of your life from a higher perspective, you would not waste a single moment in doubt. You would walk forward with confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. But since you cannot see it all, you must trust. You must believe even when evidence is not yet visible. You must hold on to the truth that nothing can override divine will, not time, not opposition, not even your own fears. This is why miracles happen. A miracle is simply the natural result of faith aligning with divine intention. What seems impossible to human understanding is effortless in the realm of God. When you walk in faith, you make room for the miraculous. You allow life to move in ways that defy logic, in ways that prove that a higher power is at work. So let go of the fear that something or someone can take away what is meant for you. No person holds your destiny in their hands. No setback is permanent. No mistake is final. Your path is secure, and as long as you continue to move forward in trust, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what God has already written for your life. In the end, you must remember this: nothing can stop what God has ordained for you. No force, no person, no mistake, no delay can override His divine will. What is meant for you is already secured, waiting for you to step into it with unwavering faith. Every challenge you have faced, every setback you have endured, has been shaping you, preparing you for the life that is already written in your favor. Do not let fear convince you that you have missed your opportunity. Do not allow doubt to steal the promise that is already yours. Walk in faith, knowing that what you seek is also seeking you. When you align yourself with trust, when you believe without needing to see, miracles will unfold, doors will open, and what once seemed impossible will become effortless. God's plan for you is unshakable, unstoppable, and undeniable. All you must do is trust, believe, and step forward with the confidence that everything is working together for your highest good. Thank you, and may you walk boldly into the life that is already yours.